Well, I think all businesses have been affected by COVID due to the fact that we couldn't travel and a lot of the industries closed down.
Hi, welcome to the Voice of Vietnam Manufacturing Interview Series. My name is Chris. I'm a sourcing expert that's been living in Vietnam for the last 10 years. Today, allow me to introduce you to
Frank. What is your business and how was your business affected by COVID?
Okay, so my business is basically to serve overseas buyers with whatever services they require to start buying and growing their business in the region. So we have offices here in Ho Chi Minh City covering Vietnam. We have also an office in Myanmar, in Madagascar, and in Cambodia. But the core activity of our team is inspections. So that's where really we make our money. So we are like BV or Entitech, but better. We do the inspections in the factory from start of the production till final inspection. And we are really a bespoke service provider. So every customer we serve differently, exactly to the needs they have. So for some customers we'll do everything from A to Z. From other customers we will just do the final inspections. Others we do sourcing, merchandising, inspections from scratch to finish. Basically,
Awesome.
We're here to help customers, be their people on the ground here in Vietnam.
What year did you first set up your office in Vietnam?
Well, I came to Vietnam in 1989 to set up garment trading business and manufacturing, but changed the business in 1999 into the service industry of inspection.
How has your business been affected by COVID?
Do you have questions about producing in Vietnam? Join one of my live webinars every Wednesday, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, that include a 20-minute question and answer session. Links are in the description below.
Well, I think all businesses have been affected by COVID due to the fact that we couldn't travel and a lot of the industries closed down. It's been further affected by the fact that a lot of the retailers, mostly in Europe, struggled because of the long closure and went bankrupt or shut down a lot of their retailer outlets. So in one way it affected us badly because we lost a big account, a customer that just closed or stopped operating. On the other hand, we got a lot of new customers because the heavy lockdowns in China means people can't travel there and they're looking at other opportunities, other countries to source from, and Vietnam is one of the top of the list of the options they have.
And now would you say that your life and everybody else's life is back to normal in terms of day-to-day, taking the kids to school, going shopping?
It's totally back to normal. And nobody even talks about it anymore.
Right.
It's really in the past. Everybody's looking forward.
Yeah. One thing to the Vietnamese people's credit is they have the habit of wearing the mask. So it's not really necessary and it's not mandated, but still the one thing that I see is that people still wear masks.
But mostly to avoid the sun. But
sun or the air pollution. So Frank, tell me the tale of 2 cities in Vietnam post-COVID.
Well, yeah, of course, what happened during COVID is that all the factories that were managed properly found a way to cope with the government's restrictions. They could operate, but there were a lot of rules for them to operate. They had to have a lot of distancing between the workers. The workers had to stay in the factory, basically operate totally locked down within the factory. So factories that were structured properly and could manage this have continued operations without having to lose too many of their workforce and without having to lose too many of their customers. Other factories that couldn't cope with this basically now at the situation where they are either a shortage of workers, of laborers, and or no more customers, so they have to look for new customers. But the overheads are still the same as pre-COVID, so they're struggling financially, and some of them sadly are closing and to bankruptcy. But there's a lot of, the good ones are actually fully booked and totally operational, and buyers are lined up outside to place orders. So it's the sale of 2 cities means two sides of the coin.
Yeah. Well, now I think about it, it's almost like the tale of 3 cities, because there's the ones that survived and they're doing really well and they're booked the next 6 months out. Then there's the one that's just struggling and doing everything they can to find new business. And then there's the third ones who are investing. There's a lot of new federal FDI investment coming into the country, and also a lot of Vietnamese entrepreneurs that just have cash who are starting up new ventures. So
it's also triggered by the customers, by the buyers who's telling their partners in China or however move into Vietnam because that's where you need to be in the next in the short term, medium term.
Yeah, so it's an exciting time. You know, there's the existing factories that survived well, the ones that are struggling, trying to help them out, trying to find them buyers and save them from having to close up, and then there's the new horizon. Yeah, and so yeah, exciting times in Vietnam.
Thanks for listening. Is your business struggling due to delays out of China or quality control issues in India? When is a good time to get on-the-ground advice or factory introduction from an expert in Vietnam? Schedule a one-on-one chat with me, or let's meet for coffee in Ho Chi Minh City. And remember, thoughts are things, and where there's a will, there's a way.